I'm working on this 2010 Nissan Pathfinder, and this Nissan Pathfinder here has got transmission problems. It's fairly a new. It has less than 100,000 miles. I got more cars here, but what I'm working on here is the fluid for the transmission, and I'll show you here the problem with these trucks. And this problem is common with the Nissan Pathfinder. The Frontier, and the Exterra. They all have this problem here. This is the transmission fluid for this car. It's really milky. You see this? The color of this is not reddish, or it's not like it's not clear or anything like that. This shouldn't look brown like this. This has water in it, and the problem starts with the radiator. This is the radiator right here, and this is the line right here. This is the line for the transmission, and this is the other one right here, which come from right here. These are the lines. This is one of them. This is the other that come here, go here, and they go to the front of the truck, and they go back there to another cooler, and then they come back. The line that comes back goes into the radiator here, goes through the radiator to cool down the transmission fluid, gets out here in this line, then goes back to the transmission. So you don't see it on this radiator here. It looks a little like it's been leaking a little bit. So you see the bluish color right there. That's the radiator antifreeze. But on most vehicles you won't see that. What the problem is, it's inside here. It's inside this part of this radiator, just this black part of the radiator. It looks like the radiator is okay. It's not like leaking really bad outside here, but the inside of it is what's cracked. It's bad, and the antifreeze is mixing with the transmission fluid. And so to do this truck already has problems with the transmission already. It's slipping. It jumps a little bit when it goes in gear, in third gear, second, third gear at like 30, 40, 50 miles per hour. And so it came in the shop, and I'm checking this. This is the problem here. The owner decided to get the radiator replaced. This is just like a recommendation for this truck. Obviously the transmission has water in it now. The proper way to fix this is to replace the transmission, because it's got water in it now. But he just decided to get the radiator replaced, and then flush out all of the transmission fluid in this truck. Flush it all out, put new fluid in it, and replace the filter inside here. You have to take off this pan here to replace the filter, and then put new fluid in it and see how it works, if it's going to help it. But obviously with this right here, most likely the inside of the transmission is damaged, because water is not good for metal friction. So this the oil is the transmission fluid is used to shift the truck, to shift it, and it's also used to lubricate the inside of the transmission. So with water in it, it's not going to lubricate properly. But that costs about $5,000 to $6,000 to replace the transmission, and this costs less than $1,000. So we're going to do this. The owner decided to do this. It's not the proper way to do it, but if your truck doesn't have the problem yet, then you should replace the radiator now, before it starts with the problem. And if you replace the radiator, it's going to be good for for like another 50,000 miles. This has almost 100,000 miles on it, and it started with the problem at 90,000 miles. So you at every 50,000 miles would be radiator would be okay. So on these trucks, this is a common problem with the Pathfinder, the Exterra, and the Frontier. What I have in the shop here is the Frontier. It's a 2010 Frontier, but they have the problem with like the 2005, the 2004, 5, 6, 7, and the 2010 has the problem. We're doing a clutch on this here. This is a Wrangler. That's a BMW right there. We're doing clutch on that one too. But yeah, that's what's going on in the shop here, and this is just something to let you know that if you have one of these cars or trucks, then you should replace the radiator before it starts damaging the transmission. Before the transmission fluid mixes with the antifreeze. So we're going to flush the antifreeze and we're going to flush the transmission fluid. But if your car doesn't have that, then just replacing the radiator will be fine. You don't need to flush the transmission fluid unless you want to do a transmission fluid service on it. But yeah, so that's what's going on. I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you got something out of it, and if you do, then consider subscribing, liking this video, comment on this video, and all of that, and ask me any questions as what you should do or what you could do or how many quarts of fluid it takes or anything like that. And check out my Facebook page. You can see reviews, rates, comments, and all of that, videos, pictures of what I do here on Facebook at WrenchLink. You see at WrenchLink in Facebook, you can see that, and also Instagram at WrenchLink. So let's do this. I'm gonna keep working on this, and we'll see how it goes with this. All right, have a good one. This is the filter inside the transmission, and this is a screen. It's not exactly like a filter. It's not like a cartridge filter that has like a it's just a screen. If you take this off and you look through this, you can see through this right here, because this is a screen. So just check this if there's no like metal shavings in here that could like prevent fluid to go through, so that it doesn't have like fluid pressure problems. So just inspect this. You don't need to replace this, but if you want, you can replace it, and you can get it aftermarket or at Nissan. And here's the new radiator for this here that we have replaced right here. This is the new radiator, and that's all the fluid that I took out of it right there. I've been flushing the system. I got that whole thing right there for this truck, and so after this I'm still going to flush it, and then until I finish that. But so then top it off, put more fluid in it, make sure that it has enough fluid, and this fluid here is going to stay this color and not a milky not a milky milkshake looking fluid anymore. So yeah, that's what I'm doing this on this. This is a screen. It's not exactly like it's a filter, but it's a screen. You can just clean it, or you can replace it if it has something, if it has like metal shavings here or whatever that's gone in here. But this here is clean, so I don't have to take it off. The truck runs good. It had the problem when it reached like 40-50 miles per hour, but when it shifts, but this is a smooth shift, it shifts smooth here, so it should be okay. A good thing that the transmission fluid, or the antifreeze and the transmission fluid, did not damage this transmission too much. If it damaged it a little bit, it'll be okay, but it'll be okay. Looks like it's going to be okay, at least for a while more. But yeah, that's a cup right there. So I'm gonna, yeah, there's a cup right there. I'm gonna turn this off, and just wanted to show you that if you do a flush on the transmission fluid, it'll be okay. If it's still good, if it still drives, if it has a little bit of a transmission shifting issue, and you caught it on time, then it should be okay, like this one right here. But I've seen exterras, Pathfinders, and Frontiers that have bad transmissions, and even if you do a transmission fluid flush on it, it just won't work anymore. So yeah, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and leave me a comment below this video if you have any questions for me, and check out my social media on Facebook at WrenchLink and Instagram. Alright, bye.